Hey there, and welcome to the latest episode of the Mind Body Health Podcast with myself, Dave Sheahan, high performance coach and dedicated to educating, motivating, and inspiring people just like yourself for far too long now. We're in the few decades mark. I think I've hit nearly 30, or I'm just about at it. But I'll be doing this to my last breath because, again, for me, my purpose here is to do everything I can every single day to make a positive impact on others. And that, again, comes through education, motivation, and hopefully inspiration, both in how I lead my life, the guests that I have on these podcasts, and all the different content that's shared across social media every single day. So welcome to this new episode. It's going to be another epic one as always. It's just myself on this one because I want to speak to you about a particular important action step and a productivity hack, a success hack, a fulfillment hack, happiness hack, success hack. I don't know if I said that one already, but it's a key action that I encourage all of our members to do every single week, every single day to a degree, every single month, every single quarter, every single year. And I want to talk you through it and explain its importance to you. And I hope that you and anyone who hears this podcast or watches this podcast will implement it, because I can guarantee you it will make a difference. See, the problem is for most people, we live in a very hectic world. We live in a very stress-inducing world. We live in a world that's pretty much like you're on a hamster wheel, where people are pretty much just aimlessly going about their business every single day, 100 miles per hour, not living very consciously of what they're doing, the thoughts that they're having, the ones they're reacting to, the decisions they're making, the actions they're taking. They're just kind of doing, and feeling pressure to do all the time, or they've got no value. And most people, even though, although they're going all day, they still feel like they're not doing enough. And this again is societal conditioning. And I speak a lot about this in the podcast, as well as everything I put out there across social media every day, and events I speak at, and so on, that we have to break free of societal conditioning. There is so much societal conditioning in so many different areas. And this is one of those areas we need to break free of. So the bar is really high in terms of what society says you should do, you should look like, what you should aim for, the way your life should look, all that kind of stuff. Bullshit. You have your own version of it. You know what you want out of life. You know what success means to you. You know what fulfillment means to you. You know what happiness, most importantly, means to you. And that's what you need to strive for. On a recent one of our weekly coaching calls with our online global members, I spoke a lot about happiness. We did an entire training on happiness and what exactly that was. So at the end of the call, everyone was very clear on what, at that moment in time anyway, happiness meant to them. And I want you to get very clear on what happiness means to you, because if you don't know what happiness means to you, it's going to be very hard for you to achieve the life you want and ultimately to be happy. And what else matters more than being happy in life? Does anything else matter more? I don't think anything else matters more. But, like I said, with societal condition, we have to break free. We have to have our own perception of success, fulfillment, and happiness. And then we have to strive towards that and take steps towards it. And we need to get off this hamster wheel existence that we're living. And look, everyone's guilty of it. I'm guilty of it, just like you're guilty of it. Just the good thing is, I've worked on myself for nearly 3 decades now. And, I've worked my mindset, worked on my beliefs, worked on my values, worked on making the most out of life. Because again, I live by 2 mottos: live life fully, and the biggest one I live by is live in fear of regret. And I constantly remind myself of these things, because time keeps ticking and it ain't going to wait for you, and time's unforgiving. And you want to make sure that you're making the best of every single day, of every single hour, of every single minute, of every single moment, and experiencing life in your terms, most importantly. Remember, you hold a pen writing the script of your life. You hold a pen. No one else does. So whatever your life looks like right now, whatever your life has been in the past, whatever your life's going to be in the future, you have held the pen. Now, of course, other people and circumstances and situations and things outside our control will have had an impact. And that's where a lot of people will often fight back against me when I say something like that and go, oh, but I couldn't do this and I didn't do this and it was that person, it was this happened, and how was I supposed to do anything about that? The bottom line is you are always in control of your reactions. You are always in control of your reactions, and thus, as a result, you are the one who's in control of your life, because you control how you react to everything, good and bad, challenging or opportunity to thrive. It's your control of how you react. And just a beautiful thing about life. So I want you to, I keep reminding people of this all the time. I want you to really grasp this. This is your chance. You get one chance at this. Time keeps ticking. You can't get more time. You don't know how much time you're going to get. Tomorrow is never promised. So make the most of today. What do you want your life to look like? What goals have you got? What dreams have you got? How do you want your life to look like at the end of your days when you're lying on your deathbed, taking your final few breaths, and you're reflecting on your life and all that happened in it, and reflecting on it like it's a movie, like watching a movie? Do you want to be laden with regrets and what you should have done? Or do you want to have a big smile on your face, laughing away to yourself, feelings of pride, getting emotional even at the wonderful experiences and people you had in your life? Is that not what you want? Because I expect it is, but your actions need to reflect that and illustrate it. So what I'm going to go through today is really important. It's a really important exercise for you to do on a regular basis. I encourage my members to do this every single week, every Sunday usually, and then we usually do it at the either start or end of a month, depending when our coaching calls fall on, and then end of a quarter, and then the start of a year. And I encourage you to do the exact same. Make this be a non-negotiable. Because if you make this non-negotiable, it will have a huge impact in your life. And do this as well to a small degree at the end of every day. Now, what is it? I've been talking for whatever length of time now, and I haven't even mentioned what I'm going to talk about and what this super duper important thing is. Well, what it is, quite simply, is to make sure you block off time for a reflection, review, and planning session. Reflection, review, and planning session. I cannot stress enough to you how important that is. You need to press the stop button, okay? You need to press the stop button and do it on a regular basis and reflect, review, and plan. Because if you're just aimlessly going through life and just every day just getting up, no set plan, and just going through it, doing stuff, being busy, but being a busy fool. And there's lots of people out there who are busy fools, and they're wasting their life away, and they're wondering why they're not getting where they want to get to. They're wondering why their life is not fulfilling. They're wondering why they're not feeling happy. They're wondering why they're not experiencing success in different areas of their life, or why they're not accomplishing things. It's because they're not reflecting, not reviewing, not planning on a regular basis. Because this is one of the most key things that you'll ever do. This is a productivity step, hack, habit, whatever you want to call it. And it will serve you like you won't believe. And I can't stress enough to you the importance of doing it. So every Sunday, I get my members to do this for 10, 15 minutes. That's all it needs to take. And it's reflecting, reviewing the previous 7 days, and then use that information to plan for the next 7. Now, this is where the power is, because what has happened in the last 24 hours, or the last 7 days, or in the last month, or last quarter, or last year, is literally huge amount of like research of you on you as to what you gravitate towards doing, what you maybe pull away and repel from doing, the things you enjoy doing, the things you don't like doing, the things you prioritize, the things you don't prioritize, what you say you're going to do and what you actually do, how you manage priorities, how you manage your to-do list, how well you manage your emotional state. Do you prioritize your health and well-being? In what way? What things do you do in that aspects? What do you not do in that aspects? What excuses do you make sometimes? What times do you play the blame game? How much do you take personal responsibility for aspects of your life? This is what it allows you to do. And what it allows you to do is, to fast track your success, fast track your happiness and fulfillment. Because when you reflect and review, you can see the facts. I get people to do this as well when they're trying to get in better shape. Because what you've done for the last week, let's say, in terms of your food, your hydration, your exercise, your sleeping habits, working on your mindset, all those kind of things. What you've done is what will give you the results after those 7 days of the week. Now, if you're not happy with those results, look at what happened, look what you did and didn't do, and then you can see then exactly why you are where you are in that moment, and why you either got in better shape or you didn't get in better shape, where you lost fat or gained fat or stayed the same, where you gained muscle or didn't gain muscle, where you increased athletic performance or didn't increase athletic performance. The proof is in that information. That's why it's so important to do like diaries or food logs or training diaries and things like that when you're serious about getting goals in that whole area of your life. And the same applies to your life in general. Your life, it's the most important thing. You get one chance, like I said. This is your life. What's it going to be? What's it going to look like? So I want you to reflect. I want you to review. I want you to plan on a regular basis. Okay? So like I said, you can do this at the end of each day, and you should. I recommend you do it at the end of each day. So again, just look back on the day. And this is where I always say to people, identify 3 wins and 3 gratitudes from the day. Because no matter how bad you feel the day has been, no matter how much you feel you should have done, which is where most people are at the end of their days, and they feel so frustrated, you'll always have had some wins in the day. And then you basically can feel better because you had wins when you didn't think you did. And same, gratitude is such a powerful energy. So, feel grateful for things. You're going to end the day on a high. So I can't recommend enough to you to do that every day. 3 wins, 3 gratitudes. Okay. So it's like that's like every day a little bit of a reflection. And do a bit of journaling is highly beneficial as well. Again, reflection review. And then either you plan the next day then or you plan the next day next morning. So like we're always doing a reflection review planning session every single 24 hours. But the bigger ones that are very important are every week, every month, every quarter, every year. Okay. So just talk you through what we do on the weekly basis, and then you basically just apply that and expand it into all the other time periods because it's the same process. So if I was to take you through this, let's imagine for a moment you're in our global community and you're a member, and on a Sunday or Monday we're going through this. And okay, what I say to you is right, we're on Sunday, it's the end of the week, it's day 7 of 7. So if you reflect now on the last 7 days, and let's reflect on all areas of your life, how do you feel you did? Rate yourself out of 10 in terms of your performance. In terms of 7 days ago, you set a plan for what you're going to do for the 7 days. Rate yourself out of 10, 1 to 10, 1 being I barely stuck to the plan. I barely achieved anything I'd set out to do. To 10, I did exactly what I planned, and I even beat the plan. I did more. Now, this rarely happens, but if it happens, amazing. Give yourself a major pat in the back. So out of 1 to 10, how do you rate your performance in the last 7 days? So your plan 7 days ago to the reality of today, looking back on the 7 days. And after you've done like a rating, look at each area of your life because we work off typically, and I recommend you work off having plans in different areas of your life because they're all important, but at different weeks or different periods in your life, different areas will have different levels of importance. But the thing is, we have a to-do list, and our to-do list never stops getting bigger. It grows and grows and grows. And this is where people get so overwhelmed and so stressed and so anxious and upset and angry and all this kind of stuff, and being overcome with feelings of inadequacy and feeling like they're never doing enough. And this is why I stress every single day, identify 1 to 3 priorities from your to-do list and focus on number 1 and get it done. Then go to number 2, get it done. Number 3, get it done when you've that done, which could be in the day, or it could be over 2 days, or even 3 days, depending on what those priorities are. Then set new 1 to 3 priorities and move on from there. So that's another productivity hack for you and productivity habit, which are powerful. Okay, really, really powerful. So look at the last 7 days and look at, let's say, your relationships. So most importantly, the relationship with yourself. So what did you do in the last 7 days? What did you plan to do in the last 7 days to take care of you, to improve your relationship with you? Because if you don't have a good relationship with you, all other relationships will suffer now and into the future, and they have in the past. So how was your relationship with you this week? Did you enjoy you? Did you love you? Did you take care of you? What did you do to grow you and grow your self-love and grow your self-image and grow your confidence in yourself? Now, what did you do? So, reflect on that. Reflect on your relationship with others. So whether it be a significant other, whether it be kids, whether it be brothers and sisters, whether it be your parents, if they're still with us, friends, work colleagues, employees, employers, acquaintances, anyone you came across, random strangers, and so on. So, how were those relationships for this past 7 days? What did you set out to do? And what did you do? Like, for instance, for self-love, you might have set out to do a little journal every night to, just share your emotions about yourself from that day. You might have set out to do a meditation session or get a massage once or twice that week for you, for a bit of self-love, self-care. Did you do it or did you not? And if you didn't, why didn't you? Now, this is what we want to do. We want to identify, review, reflect. So reviewing what you aim to do, reflect on it, and then as importantly, learn lessons from it, because it's the lessons you learn from looking back that allows you to be a more powerful, wiser, stronger position to move forward. It's the only use of the past is to become wiser and stronger and to gain the tools and learn the lessons. So again, that's why I encourage people to do that because I don't like people staying in the past. Staying in the past is crippling. So I don't want you to be staying in the past emotionally and so on. I want you to just use the past for lessons and to grow and evolve into a better version of yourself because that's, again, the power of it. That's the benefit of it. And it's the only benefit of it. Okay? So other different relationships, review, reflect, and then we plan forward. So we'll talk about that in a second. How about your mind, body, health? Your health, your well-being, that whole area. What did you do? What had you planned to do in the last 7 days for your health and well-being? What did you plan around exercise? What did you plan around nutrition? What did you plan around your sleeping habits? What did you plan around making your mind stronger, empowering it, regaining control of your mind and how it works? Remember, the mind's the control tower. So what kind of actions had you planned to do to improve your mindset? Maybe you're going to watch something, listen to something, read something as part of a daily habit, a morning routine, an evening routine. Maybe it's a general thing. Maybe you're going to meet certain people who elevate you. Maybe you're going to go to an event, listen to a podcast, attend an online event. There's endless things it could be. What kind of goals did you set out in terms of how many workouts you're going to do this week? Where were the workouts meant to be? Where did you plan them to be done? What duration? Your nutrition, did you stay hydrated all week? How much water were you meant to drink every day? And did you hit that target? How much fruit and veg were you meant to eat every day? Were you maybe meant to have a smoothie a few times a week or every single day, depending on where you're at right now in your journey to improving nutrition and moving to optimal nutrition, which we coach people on? How'd you get with your sleep habits? Were you disciplined about turning off your phone and staying away from technology and all screens for a minimum of 15 minutes before bed? What did you do before bed, that period of time before bed? Did you do something to relax your mind, release melatonin? Did you go to sleep and turn off the light when you said you would? All these kind of things, it's all around your mind, body, and health. To do things that are good for your health. We need to be focused in terms of our health, pushing diseases away, not attract them towards us. And again, it comes down to taking personal responsibility because we are irresponsible. We are writing the script. We are making the decisions. We are taking the actions. We are reacting to our thoughts. We are reacting to other people and situations. So reflect and review a bit on that. And like I said, we're talking about 7 days. You can do the exact same thing for a month, for a quarter, for a year, or your life as a whole. If you're always starting out right now in this kind of journey, reflect your life up to this point, do this kind of exercise, and then plan for the future. Plan the bigger picture of what you ultimately want your life to look like, but then pull it right back to what you're going to do in the next 24 hours. That's really important. Your professional life. So what did you plan to do in your professional life for the last 7 days? What actions, again, were you going to take? What are you going to do in your job if you've got a job? How are you going to progress? How are you going to take steps forward? If you've got a business, how are you going to improve its profitability, increase its income, decrease its expenses? Maybe how are you going to add new ventures to your business, add new products, add new services? How are you going to improve the culture in your team and your company? Maybe you're hiring staff and that was part of what you're going to do this week, doing some interviews. It's just you up to now, but now you're ready to expand. Maybe you're looking to move into setting up your own business. Maybe you're an employee right now, but you want to be a self-employed individual. Now, what have you done on a professional basis that you would plan to do this last 7 days? Again, reflect on it, review. I remember when I say reflect, especially with reflection, reflecting on anything that you were meant to do that you didn't do, identify the reason why, identify the triggers, what stopped you doing what you'd aim to do. Because again, that's where the lessons are. Think about your feelings and emotions around it. Even when you think about it and reflect, how is it making you feel? Because again, our lives are run by emotions and our feelings, and it's very important to tune into them, to tune into those emotions and feelings. Okay? And what are they telling you? What are they telling you about this particular task and action step? Maybe, you're a little bit afraid of it. Maybe they're telling you that this isn't right for you. This isn't what you want to do at all. It's about tuning into your gut. Or maybe it's, again, excitement, nervous excitement about where it's going to take you. So it is the right thing. We need to be tuning into ourselves, our gut, all the time. Our bodies talk to us all the time. Your body will tell you whether you're doing something good or bad in every kind of sense. And it's up to you to listen. Make sure you're listening to your body. What about your finances this week? What plan had you for this past 7 days that you're going to improve your finances? We all want to improve our finances to some degree. If you've got debt, you want to have less debt or even get rid of debt. If you're making a certain amount of money, you'd like to earn a bit more money. Remember, money isn't important, but the power that money gives you to have experiences and to do things in life, that's what's important. I'm very much not big into money in terms of per se having money, but I'm big into what it can allow me to do, both for myself, for my own life, and fun and enjoyment and experiences, what allows me to do for other people who matter to me and how I can give them better lives. And also in the bigger picture, how it can help me to positively impact other people, more people, millions of people, hopefully even billions of people eventually around the world. I can't do that without money. So money is important. So we have to always be looking at where can we improve? What do we say we're going to do? Maybe you're going to save 10 euros or dollars or pounds last Friday. Did you do it? Did you put it in an envelope? Maybe you're going to pay certain bills. Maybe you're going to do something that was going to raise your income. What were you going to do around financial? So you got a reflection and review on your relationships, all the different types, on your mind, body, and health area of your life, on your professional area of your life, and on the financial area of your life. Now, what's important to do with all that, because again, you should know what you aim to do 7 days ago and what you actually did for the 7 days. So where do you stand now at this moment in relation to 7 days ago? You should know why you didn't do certain things. What were the triggers? What were the reasons? You should know how your emotions are and your feelings are around the different things that you'd aim to do and what you did and what you didn't do. The next step then is to plan. So you can look at all different areas and plan for them. So in the next 7 days, what steps are you going to take to improve your various types of relationships? What steps are you going to take to improve your mind, body, and health and have more control over it? What steps are you going to take to improve your professional area of your life? What steps are you going to take to improve your financial situation? So plan. What are the steps going to be? So identify what the steps are first. Again, you should have a couple of steps in each. One area would be the most important. It could be your relationships. It could be your professional life. You might need to make more money and improve your financial stability. You may need to improve your health. That might be your biggest priority right now because all the other areas are perfect. You might want to change your body aesthetically. You might want to change it from a performance basis. Whatever it is that you want to do, that's your priority. That needs to be focused on. You need to plan that to be the area that gets the most time and energy. What are the action steps? Because that's going to ensure that. And remember, the goal always is every day be better than the day before, every week be better than the week before. That's why I always break things down to days and weeks, because it's realistic. You know, you can take steps in the right direction and you can do them very quickly. Your life can dramatically change just by identifying and planning certain key action steps, and most importantly, taking them. Because remember, action's the key, not talking. Talking does nothing. Talking changes nothing. Only action changes things. So make sure, again, that you're taking action. Plan your action, but ultimately make sure you're taking the action. That's what's key. Now, once you planned your action steps, what's next important is to do like a jigsaw. Now, again, this applies whether you're planning a day, a week, a month, a year, quarter, whatever it is. But put the piece of jigsaw somewhere in the week. So if you're going to exercise 3 times per week, 30 minutes each time, where are they going to go? If you've got work commitments, things you want to do, meetings and so on, time block off to study or to research, where are you going to go? If you need to do food shopping, if you're going to do cooking, where are you going to plan your meals? Where in the day? If you're going to do meditation, if you do any mindset training, where is it going to be in the day? If you're going to have some fun time, remember it's important to have off time as well as on time. And when you're on, you're on. But when you're off, be off. What are you going to do for your fun activities? And where in the week they're going to be? So plan it like a jigsaw. This is where the planning comes in. Now, the thing is, have your plan, but be realistic enough about it and be aware that you can have the best plans ever. Plans rarely happen exactly as they've been planned. But the thing is, if you have a plan in place, it's much easier to go to plan B from plan A rather than if you've no plan at all. But you've some foundation to work off. Okay? And all it means is moving the pieces around, change the day, change the time, whatever it might be, change the priority if you need to. Things change. What you might feel is your number one action step for this coming week, right this moment, in 48 hours could be completely different. Something else might have cropped up that you never imagined was happening. Something else might end up being bigger and more important than you thought it was. So remember, you have to be flexible, but the key is to have that plan. Make sure you've got that plan. It's so important to. Okay? I hope this is all making sense to you. Make sure again you leave questions, comments, and stuff on the episode. I know on Spotify you can leave questions, comments. I'm not sure about on the other podcasting platforms, and this will also be on YouTube, so you can definitely do comments there. And also feel free always to message me directly if there's anything you want to speak to me directly about, you don't want to publicly display. So that's always a possibility for you. But I hope you're understanding from this little training here of just how important it is to do a reflection review session every single day, week, month, quarter, year, and then to use that then to plan. Plan your jigsaws. That's what I call them, jigsaws, like pieces of the jigsaw. And it's powerful. This is productivity. People who achieve things in life plan. They review, they reflect, they press stop button on a regular basis. The problem with people these days is the vast majority never press the stop button. They just go on that hamster wheel, like I said to start, and they let life take them by. And they're just aimlessly going through every day, living unconsciously of the repercussions of their actions and decisions. Being super reactive to everything that happens, to everybody, to every thought that they have, especially around negativity. Being reactive to that negativity. If you react to negativity, you're just going to create negativity in your life. We need to live consciously. We need to remind ourselves that we do hold the pen. You hold that pen in your hand. You are the one in control of your destiny. You are the person who brought you to where you are right this moment. You are the person who will bring you to where you're going to be tomorrow, next month, next year, 10 years from now. Own that. Embrace that. Be excited by that. Most importantly, take personal responsibility for that. This is your life, nobody else's. No one else controls it. You control it. And these types of productivity hacks are so important if you want to live your best life. You want to live a fulfilling life. So there you have it. Every single evening, week, month, quarter, year, do a reflection, review, planning session. It can be literally a few minutes, or if it's on a yearly basis, obviously it might be an hour or more. It depends how it flows to you. But just make sure you do it. Make it a non-negotiable. Like the way I stress about non-negotiables of water and exercise and feeding your mind and good sleep habits. All these kind of things are non-negotiable. I've done non-negotiables in my life. That's why I'm able to achieve a lot very, very quickly. That's why I'm happy with myself, in myself, and about my own life. I love my life. I love myself. If you're not in that spot yet, get there, because you can. It's in your hands. And remember, life is about evolving to a better version of yourself all the time. It never stops. I'm going to keep evolving into a better version of me until my last breath. I'm in a great place right now, but I can always keep getting better. We can keep growing and growing and growing. At a cellular level, you're either growing or dying. And that's a fact. So live a life every day that sees that your cells are growing. I hope this has been helpful for you. As I said, do leave any comments or questions in the section provided. Get in touch if you ever need to. Please share this podcast out there far and wide. People need to hear these messages. Make sure you follow my podcast and my channel. It does help. The more people who follow and engage, the more exposure the platforms give to the podcast, and the more people, as a result, that will be helped, I hope. Remember, my purpose here is to educate, motivate, inspire people. I want to do it in the millions and billions. That's my purpose here until my last breath. And you can help me. If you see value in what I've shared, share this podcast out there. Make sure you follow this podcast and engage. Let me know the topics you want me to speak about in future episodes. Let me know the guests you'd like to see on this podcast. Let me know the questions you have that you want me to answer. The Mind Body Health podcast is for you. It's for you. It's for your benefit. Use it for that. I'm an open book. I'm here to help. All right, so go out there, have a great day. Remember the mottos: today be better than yesterday, this week be better than last week. Live life fully and live in fear of regret. This is Dave Sheahan here, signing off from the Mind Body Health podcast. Have a good one. Catch you on the next episode.